All right, welcome, welcome. Good evening, good evening, good evening. This is Dr. Mike Chua, physical therapist, certified dementia practitioner, and your alternative career coach.
And
Tonight, well, I got Bert tonight, ladies and gentlemen. He's our host here. Bert, go ahead, do your thing, man.
this is Bert Devera, host of the Home Health Contract Show. Can you hear me, Mike?
I can hear you well. What's going
Awesome.
on in the part of your world there in Texas?
Well, we are bracing for the storm Beta or Beta, is what they call it. So we got some areas that are flooded, and we just gotta make sure everybody's safe. And our contracts today, the Home Health agencies activated the emergency system. So
Really?
for those of you in the home health industry, emergency system activation means you have to. I'm sure you have your own emergency preparedness in place. So you got to make sure that your patients are notified about the upcoming storm if you're in the area of the storm. And then you have to document that the patients were notified. And then, of course, you have to go through all of your patient cases where, whoever needs oxygen and somebody needs help in evacuation, you got to make sure you have that list of patient name.
That is
Yep.
so true. That is so true. Well, anyway, for those people who are watching live, please comment live. If you're watching on the replay, please comment replay because we want to see if you are still really watching. Right now, it's 8:35 Central Standard Time. So if you are watching in our group, please type in group. If you're watching on the Facebook page, type in page. I saw Bert sipping a coffee, but you know what I got today, Bert?
What?
Somebody sent this to me.
The Dr. Mike Chua
I
show.
know
All
somebody
right.
sent it. I mean, my wife's like, "What are those packages there?" Well, I don't know. I open it up, so it's from Marion, from Coach Marion,
Oh,
the one that
nice.
we interviewed last time.
Oh,
She sent
nice.
it to me. Like, right, it's very thoughtful of her. Very,
That's
very
awesome.
thoughtful of her. So
That's
thank you
awesome.
very much, Coach Marion, for sending me this beautiful cup here.
I love it.
Appreciate it. So I'm
Looks
gonna put
nice.
some coffee there. So what do you have there, Bert? You have a fancy cup there?
Yeah. Well, it's from our church. This cup comes in a pair. I don't know if you can see it. This one, it says better,
Mm-hmm.
and then the other cup says together. So better
Oh,
together.
better together.
Better together. You know why?
Mm-hmm.
Because divorce is expensive.
Well, what?
Divorce is expensive.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
Let's not
you
even
better
talk about that.
together.
Oh well. So what's going on with your contracts and everything there? Everything doing good?
Everything is doing good. As a matter of fact, I want to change up things today before we keep talking. I want to start with a bang, okay? I want to show everyone the recent contract that we sealed. I want to show everyone the case study right away, get into the bottom of it. Is this business, making money? So, is home health contracting making money? Guys, we're going to show you right away, right now. So, Mike, are you ready for this? I'm going to share with you my screen.
I was born ready. Well, before you're preparing for that, I just want to give a special shout out to Captain D, Captain David Bailey, watching right now. So thank you very much, Captain, for watching. And I see Ben watching. Thank you, Ben, for watching. Appreciate you, brother.
El
So,
Capitan.
El Capitan, yep.
Muchas
There you
gracias.
go. Best comedy team. Oh yeah. Well, let's just say Bert. He's the comedian here.
Well, let's start with a joke. You want to start with a joke?
I don't
Since
know. You wanna say a knock knock joke?
no, I'm gonna tell you a joke. This judge was asked, "How many years have you been married?" So the judge said, "I've been married for 50 years. Happily married for 5." So,
I have to analyze that, but yeah. Oh gosh,
so
I bet he follows the two golden rules.
exactly. Yes,
Yep.
ma'am.
First rule is the wife is always right. Next rule is the wife is wrong. Go back to rule number one. All right,
There
let's go
you
back
go.
to business, Bert.
All right, so I'm gonna share the screen right now, guys. If you're watching, I'm gonna show you the recent contract that we sealed here. And let me know, Mike, if you can see my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, yeah. Take off.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. So this is not the
minimize the
one.
other area. Let me take it off.
Okay.
Remove the. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, can you make it bigger?
Let's see.
Maybe next time you put it in a PowerPoint.
There you go. How's that?
A little bit bigger.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. So, guys, this is a contract I recently sealed. I signed this September 18th. They signed it September 21st. So, this is the corridor principle. What do I mean by corridor principle? If you go down through the corridor and you just keep going, you don't know what's going to open up for you, right? So, I have this existing contract on the home health side. And what happened was, since they saw me doing work for my team and I are doing work for the home health side of the company, they decided to offer me the hospice side. Okay, on the hospice side, this is what we sealed recently. So they're gonna pay $85 flat rate for evals and re-evals and routine visits, discharge visits within the city limits. Now, outside city limits, they're gonna pay 95, which is $10 more for every PT, PTA, OT, SLP visits. And we specified in here what cities are those or what counties. And then, of course, the $35 an hour for office meetings and in-service and whatnot. So that is a very good contract, guys, because so you can see right now, 85 is the minimum we charge. If I pay the PTA 45, then I'm making $40 per PTA visit. Now, granted, it's not a lot of visits in hospice because what we do basically is palliative treatment or teaching the caregivers, how to do range of motion, how to avoid bed sores, proper bed positioning, and all that stuff, home exercise program. You're probably only going to get anywhere from 3 to 6 visits, but still, that's money on the table, and that's an income you cannot ignore because it'll add up. Okay. If you have 10 patients, even if it's 3 visits a piece, that's 30 visits right there. Okay. So there you go. Corridor principle. If you just keep moving forward, you'll never know what's going to be offered to you down the road. Does that make sense, Mike?
Definitely. Definitely. All right.
So, and then the next one I'm going to show you is some of the referrals we got today. Hold on. Let's go ahead and start that. Can you see my screen? Not yet.
What I'm seeing, Bert, is you. So you gotta minimize your actual stream there.
Minimize. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
So you can see my screen when I
No,
minimize
you,
it.
you gotta minimize that.
So now you can see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So these are just of the few referrals we got today. All right. So today, September 21st, 00 is an admit, 00 is an admit. So 1, 2, 3 admits. 01 is an eval. And then 13 is a reassessment, and 11 is a regular visit. This is just from one of the therapists in my team. And as you can see, 4 new patients. So 4 new patients. Let's pull up the calculator. So if you have 4 new patients, and let's say there's medical necessity and the minimum requirement, or not requirements, but let's say the minimum justifiable visit is 2 times a week for 4 weeks, then you have 6 visits in between for the PTA that you can delegate, right? So 4 referrals times 6 visits to the PTA, you're looking at 24 visits that you can pass on to your PTA. And if you're making $40 on this one, because it's a very good contract, then you're looking at $960 profit. Okay, $960 profit, guys. If you're working in a nursing home and you're making $45 an hour, that means you have to work 21 hours to make that money. Okay, it's almost a whole week's work for a PRN PT. Okay, again, I'm going to keep repeating myself, but I just want to instill this to you guys. Would you rather make $960 as a profit, or would you make that, putting your time in, time out and working in a facility? That's a no-brainer. right? So every week I'm going to show you guys, an actual referral, that we're getting. This is today 921. This is just one of the few, and we have other contracts with other referrals that are coming in, especially on a Monday, because a lot of patients get discharged on a weekend. All right, there you have it. Proof
All
of
right.
concept. Proof of concept on how this business works.
Well, I also want to share some wins. Before Bert and I went live, I was telling him that this morning I did an orientation to from one of the agencies I closed the contract with, and uh, if I can do it, if Bert can do it, hopefully someday I could be like Bert, really big or whatever.
Oh my.
But if I can do it, small little guy in a small little town, you guys can do this too, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't have to be big, fancy uh, clinic or whatever. Just have to start and do it on your own, and you just have to do the first step. Just trying to reach out and network with those people around in your area. And speaking of that, I was just coaching. Shout out to well, of course, I was just coaching. I was supposed to shout out, but never mind. I can't shout out. I was coaching a lady. She owns a home health agency, and she was just talking about uh, the difficulty in getting all this certificate of need and everything because she started her own agency from scratch,
Mhm.
and the barrier to entry in opening your own agency is so what do you say that it's so difficult.
Yeah,
The
Mike,
barrier.
Mike, just to clarify, you're
Mhm.
talking about a full-blown agency that's Medicare certified. That's what you're
Yeah.
talking about. This
Mhm.
is not contracting.
No, not the contract, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen. So I was coaching her with as a coach. I was coaching her on her business and everything. And the barrier to entry in opening your own home health agency is so difficult. Same thing with Part B. You have to be credentialed, you have to do this, you have to file that, you have to get an EMR, a billing company, and everything like that. But with this one here, all you need to do is just go to a home health agency. I know there's some skin in the game too, ladies and gentlemen. It's also difficult, but the barrier to entry in contracting with home health agency is just like when you're just applying for a job. As simple as that. You go in, you get the orientation, you send the invoice, you do the eval, you send your PTA to do the treatment, and bam, you make money, your PTA makes money, and then boom, everybody happy. When you're starting your own company, there's nothing wrong starting your Part B, which I have, or you're starting your own home health agency, which some people have. It's difficult. If you want quote unquote faster, quick, easy money, not really quick, you're gonna have to have some challenges too. You do this. You reach out to Bert. You reach out to Bert. Bert.
Sure. I just want to piggyback on that. Guys, if you're thinking of this question I get asked a lot, what does it take to open a home health agency? This is not contracting, okay? This is not what I do. A home health agency is a company I contract with. These are my clients, okay? Last time I checked, you have to have at least 10 to 12 patients that are pro bono, okay? This is if you want to bill Medicare Part A directly, okay? And then you have to choose whether you want to offer therapy only or you want to offer both therapy and nursing. If you want to offer nursing services as well, then you have to have an administrator, you have to have a director of nursing. Okay. And then, of course, you have to have a medical director. Although I've heard different opinions. Some say you don't really need a medical director, but it's tough for a home health agency to survive if you don't have a medical director. Because first off, where are your referrals going to come from, right? So Medicare Part A, home health agency, a full blown agency where you have therapy and nursing services, is pretty much kind of like Part B outpatient, where in Part B you bill Medicare. Okay, with Medicare Part B, your referral sources are going to come from doctors. Or even if you're in a direct access, okay, at some point, I don't know whether it's 2 weeks or 30 days. In Texas, it's 14 days. At some point, you have to have the physician to sign off on your plan of care. All right. So that's the thing. Medicare Part B, Medicare Part A, they both require physicians to sign off on your plan of care or give you patients. Okay. Now, the difference is with cash base, if you treat it as a wellness program, then you don't need any doctor's prescription. But be very careful. Make sure that it's a wellness program, that you don't classify it as a physical therapy session. Because if you do as a physical therapy session, this is just my opinion. I may be wrong, I may be right, but as far as I know, any physical therapy session, regardless of what state you belong to, at some point you will require a physician's approval, or what do you call this, signing off on your plan of care. Now, with the contracting that I do, okay, obviously the physician has to sign off on this paperwork, which is what they call a 485. 485 is basically the orders for everything that the patient is receiving, whether it's nursing, physical therapy, or whatnot. Usually, this 485 is prepared by the home health agency nurse or whoever is working internally for the doctor to sign. As a contractor, I don't deal with that. I don't deal with the 485. What I do is my regular eval, present my frequency, and then explain why do I suggest 2 times a week for 4 weeks? Why do I suggest 2 times a week for 3 weeks? Or why do I suggest 3 times a week for 4 weeks? Okay. Whatever frequency I suggest, because of this PDGM, you have to have a constant communication with the agency, with the case manager, all right, in order to justify why you need these visits. Okay. I understand it's business. I understand that home health agencies have to make money. Okay. And this is why we communicate. Okay. As long as you can justify the visits, and they have this, what they call parameters, or care, what do they call it? Care coordination or care parameters across the nation. For example, if the diagnosis is stroke, what they do is they have a database that for a stroke patient, about how many visits usually is being done on a stroke patient. Okay, so if the national average for a stroke patient, for example, is 3 times a week for 4 weeks, and then a therapist would suggest 3 times a week for 6 weeks, then that's a question mark. Okay, the agency now will have to talk to you. Okay, hey Bert, hey Mike, how come you're proposing 3 times a week for 6 weeks? The national average is 3 times a week for 4 weeks. So let's talk. Okay. So if you cannot justify your frequency, then your frequency has to go down. If you can justify your frequency, then of course, most agencies will allow it. Now, agencies that are not open to communication, I stay away from them. What do I mean by that? When an agency tells you, okay, Bert, this is the diagnosis, all you can do is 4 visits. If they tell you that prior to your evaluation without even seeing the patient yet, that's a red flag. That's a question mark for me. Wait a minute. You're telling me this is what I can do, and I haven't even seen the patient, right? So that's a red flag. Now, in some cases, they tell you that because that's the number of visits that the private insurance authorize. So, for example, hey, Bert, Blue Cross Blue Shield only gave this patient 4 visits, right? Normally, I can only plot 4 visits, okay? However, at the end of the 4th visit, if the patient needs more therapy, then we can request more visits and request more additional authorization from Blue Cross Blue Shield, okay? Now, if the patient is, what do you call this? They say the patient doesn't have insurance, and the county is the one giving the patient a few visits. And of course, taxpayers are paying for this, right? It's through the county health department. And if they say, okay, Bert, all you have is 3 visits, that's it. That's what the county gives. Nothing more, nothing less. In that case, there's not much you can do. Okay, what you can do is probably ask the social worker to assess the patient's situation and see if the patient can benefit from different programs available. Okay, so that's how it works. Sorry, Mike, I went on and on and on.
No, you're
Mike,
fine. I was listening to it. But tell me again how your the documentation system works in those agencies that you do.
Documentation system.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, guys, every home health agency has to have their own documentation system, whether it be paper, whether it be software. Some softwares are web based, so therefore you can document using your phone or using your tablet. Now, some softwares are not web based, where they give you a specific tablet for for you to use. One of them is Home Care Home Base. Home Care Home Base is not web based. Okay, it's sort of an internal VPN or virtual private network. Okay, with Home Care Home Base, you have to have a tablet, and that tablet is being monitored by the agency. With Kinser or WellSky, that's web based, then you can pretty much document anywhere. With Devero, same thing, they're web based, then you can document everywhere. Now, if an agency doesn't have a software and they still use paper, hard to believe, then you have to either use that paperwork. What I would suggest is convert that form into PDF and use an app to fill up that PDF as opposed to using paper, because paper is pain in the behind. All right. Now there are also softwares out there that you can do. I mean, you can use for pay as you go, like you pay for every visit or every billable visit that you do, and they have an app on Android. They have an app on iOS. Did I answer your question, Mike?
Yep, that's true. It's good. Thank you for answering that because I got one. The one of the facility that I go to, we still use paper. What I
Oh
did,
man.
is I had my assistant type it up, and then we put it on the Word file, and then we put it in the PDF file, and then boom. Every time I submit the paperwork, it looks nice and clean, and then uh, it's just nice and clean.
Yeah.
So yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Do we have any questions from AHC?
Not right now. Mhm.
Okay. So since we don't have any questions, I will discuss most common questions I get asked by my mentees and those who reach out to me and want to talk about home health contracting show. So one of the most common questions is, "Hey Bert, do we need to do drug tests or background check?" Okay, for every staff we hire. The answer is yes. Okay, we drug tests. I'm not sure if we discussed this last week, Mike, but it's worth repeating. You have to do a drug test on every hire you have, regardless of any setting you do, whether it's home health, whether it's cash base, whether it's Part B. If you're an employer, if you're the boss, you got to do drug tests. Okay, and you're going to pay for it because you're the one requesting it, and they usually range anywhere from 35 to 40 bucks, but that's just a one time, once a year expense on your part. um, and the reason for this is, if you don't do drug tests and for some reason your hire is a drug addict, or somebody's into drugs, and your patient has those high dose of pain meds, then it's a potential problem. Okay, your staff might be stealing those medicines without you knowing it. Okay, and then the other thing is background check. So it's important to do a background check, because you'll never know if your hire had some past issues or crime that they're not supposed to see patients. All right. And you can only find that out when you do a background check. And it's important that you do that, in every hire. Do not neglect those two. Those are very, very important. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Have I hired people that, did something and then paid for it? Okay. My answer is yes. Okay. I've given some therapists a second chance. Okay. I've seen something in their record, and I spoke to them. I verified with the state board if they're really cleared to see patients, and the state board cleared them, and they were, aware of what happened. Now, you have to be a good judge of, character. Everybody deserves a second chance, but if you think the person does not deserve a second chance in your company, then that's a decision you have to make. Okay. Now, if for some reason the company you're contracting with doesn't want to do anything with, the therapist you hired who shows the record, then there's nothing you can do. Okay. There you have it. Mike, anything you want to add on that?
Please don't do a drug test on me.
What have you been taking, Mike?
I've been taking a lot of happy pills.
Don't say that.
There's a lot of. I got one patient actually called the agency, told me, "Don't you ever send that ask that guy to call me again?" And the agency said, "Well, why? That guy that calls over the phone, he's so happy all the time. Can I help it? I can't help it. Hello, good morning, Mr. Smith. How are you?" Like, put the phone down again. Oh well. So yeah, don't take too much of my happy pills, ladies and gentlemen. Bert, next question, or I mean, we got all these crazy questions. When you said about drug screen and the background check, where do you get them?
Well,
Mhm.
for the drug screen, you can either do it through a local walk-in clinics, or you can do a national lab like LabCorp. And what you do is you set up an account, and they give you authorization form, and they charge your account every time you send someone there. Okay. For the background check, you can either ask your local Department of Public Safety and see if they have a portal on their website where you can do it. Okay. If not, there's a lot of companies that do background checks for you, but they can be more expensive. Usually they range anywhere from about $25 to $30. But for the state of Texas, I paid only $3, $3 per search. Yeah. And like I said, I think we discussed this last time, but again, it's worth repeating. You have to make sure of this. Okay.
Right.
So, all right.
I get my drug test. I get the drug test through LabCorp, and we're in Tennessee, and the background check through Blue Line Investigation. Blue Line Investigation.
Yep. Okay.
You got to check that out, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. Mike, is it time for a short break?
Yeah, but before we go on a short break, I know this is Michael. This is Michael Highland. So, yep, these are the two.
Hey, Michael.
So, I think he's one of your. Is he one of your students? Bert?
Yes. Michael Highland is one of my students. We met in Florida. We had dinner over there, and and we're still working together. We have some future projects we're gonna work on. But thanks, Michael, for checking in. So.
Yep. Love you too, man. Love you too. All right. Well, we will just go on a quick break. On the next few minutes, ladies and gentlemen.
So much today from Dr. Mike Chua's Certified Dementia Practitioner Live Seminar. Not only was it about facts on how to help as a therapist treat those with dementia, or memory deficits, but it was also about how to talk to family members, how to talk to caregivers, how to interact with the nursing staff in the hospital, and really how to present myself as a certified dementia practitioner. If you're looking to broaden your skill set with becoming a certified dementia practitioner, I highly recommend Dr. Mike Chua's seminar.
Hello, my name is Nina Chakashvili. I am support group facilitator leader and yes, a specialist and Alzheimer educator. So I just completed Dr. Mike Chua's 2-day class, which one was the best class. First.
All right. Well, thank you very much. For those people who wants to be a certified dementia practitioner, check out our website, drmikechua.com/ADDC. It's come and join. It's called the Alzheimer's Disease and Dementia Care Seminar, the required course to be a certified dementia practitioner. Sign up at drmikechua.com/ADDC. In that way, you could get those letters behind your name, right? So, all right, let's before I bring Bert back, I just like to show this real quick. If you want to earn extra income, if you want to refer people to, just check this out, ladies and gentlemen. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So that's a quick video there for our affiliate links. If you want to be an affiliate, I think you get like, I don't know, 10% of all those referrals that you send out. For example, if you have a friend who wants to be a utilization reviewer, you just get that link that you have, you share it, and then if they buy it, you get 10%. I know it's not going to make you a millionaire. I think the course is like, I think $97. You get like $9. But if you get to sell 10, you get $97, right? So it's called affiliate link. So if you want to, sign up in that website, Alternative Healthcare Career, and check them out. And I'm gonna share. Where's Bert? Bert, there you go. All right,
I'm back.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, guys, I just want to reiterate: if you want to check the free videos, check out the free videos on how home health contract works. When you go to this link right here, rehabpreneur.com/Mike Chua, this is what you're going to see. I'm just going to share the screen real quick, Mike. Okay, can you see my screen?
Not yet.
Okay, how about that? Can you see my screen?
I can see your screen.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. So what's going to happen, guys, is if you go to rehabpreneur, okay, I'm typing it, rehabpreneur.com.
Or they can just click that link there.
Yeah, / No, I'm just going to show what what it looks like. Okay, can you see my screen, Mike?
Yep.
Okay. So guys, this is what you're gonna see when you go to rehabpreneur.com/Mike Chua, and you can get the free course here with these 4 videos. Okay. This video will show you the cash flow, how it works, how you can start, and the blueprint. Okay. And how I made $480 in an hour. So this is what you're gonna see on video number 1. It explains the cash flow. It's a quick video. It's only 6 minutes, and the rest of the videos are anywhere from 5 to 6 minutes as well. Okay, so take advantage of this. A lot of therapists, a lot of our colleagues don't know how this business works, that this business even exists. So again, click the link that Mike showed you there and take advantage of these videos. You can watch this while doing your exercise or doing your business in the bathroom. That's a good time to watch it. No one's bothering you, and you will learn a lot from these 4 videos, I guarantee you. All right. Okay, there you have it. Mike, anything else you want to discuss tonight?
I think I'm good. Just check that out, ladies and gentlemen. Rehabpreneur.com/Mike Chua. It's pretty straightforward. If like what I always say, ladies and gentlemen, you are the average of the 5 people you hang out with.
Mhm.
Who are you hang out with? I want to hang out with people who want to be financially free. I reached out to people. I reached out to Greg Todd. I said, Greg, I want to do this, and you know what he did? He connected me to Bert, and now I know Bert. I don't know Bert. I don't even know him. But because of Greg Todd, he was my coach, and he connected me to Bert, and then boom, now I got connected with Bert, and I'm doing what he's doing.
Shout out
you
to
have
Greg.
look
Greg
for
is a great guy.
I'm sorry, say that again.
I said shout out to Greg Todd. He's a great guy. He sent me a lot of referrals.
You know what?
So,
It's true. Oh, speaking of, it was his birthday yesterday, I think. Was it
awesome.
yesterday?
Happy birthday, Greg.
Yeah, happy birthday, Greg. And what was that? Where was I? If you really want to start your own home health contract, reach out to Bert. If you want to start your Part B, reach out to a person who's doing Part B. You want to reach out to doing cash, and you got Captain David Bailiff there. Or speaking of cash, I got a shirt from Aaron LeBauer. See, Aaron LeBauer. You know Aaron, right?
Yeah.
Bert? Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Good guy.
if you really want to do whatever you want to do, ladies and gentlemen, just reach out to that specific person and then talk to them. Talk to them, ask for coaching. You got to invest. You at least get a coffee, grab them, buy them a coffee or something. Not just, hey, I want to talk to you, blah, 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 blah. Well, because they're going to spend time teaching you in a way. So I remember when I was a kid, Bert, my dad, he would talk to his friends that he wanted to learn from. You know what they did? They drank beer. They go out, right? They would go out and party, and my dad will pay for the beer because he wanted to what you call this, to enjoy time with that person. He wanted to learn. He
Right.
would buy them something. He would, eat, buy the food or whatever, or pay
Yeah.
for lunch or whatever. Same thing in wanting to start a business. If you wanted to start, home health contract, I know we can't eat lunch with Bert right now. It's too far. He's in Texas. But that's how I met Bert. We went to we met at Florida. He treated me lunch. Well, guess what? Yeah, this is where we at right now. So find somebody, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't have to be Bert, doesn't have to be me. Find somebody who can guide you and bring out the best in you. Right.
That's
I'll
right.
stop talking.
Cool. No, you're good, Mike. I mean, those are value bombs you're sharing. I mean, it's like patient care, right? Before you can impart something to your patients, like I said, you have to establish rapport. Okay. Don't just text someone or call someone and ask for a favor without establishing rapport. All right. And then, you don't go to a date and ask someone to marry you, right there from the bar, right? You have to establish rapport. So same thing, guys. You gotta reach out to whoever you want to learn from, and then go from there. Okay. See if it's something that you want to do. The hardest part, Mike, is making a decision. Okay.
Mm.
A lot of our colleagues know that they want to make extra money. They know that, they're probably sick and tired of their current job and they want to do something else. However, they can't decide. Okay. You have to make a decision, because if you don't make a decision, then that's going to be a waste of time and, you know, typical analysis paralysis. Okay. And then before you make a decision, of course, you have to analyze who is paying for the services, who is going to work, to run the business, or how are you going to make money? Are you going to do the work, or do you have someone else who can do the work for you? That's leverage, right? If you're going to do the work and no one else can do the work but you, I don't care if you have an LLC or S corp, you don't have a business. You have a job. Okay? Because it's all dependent on you. Okay? If you stop seeing patients, and when that happens, no money is coming in, you don't have a business. An LLC or an S corp does not mean that you have a business. It's just a name. Okay? And I'm going to say this, and hopefully my colleagues and my friends who are doing this are not going to get offended. Okay? Guys, cash base is not a business. It is a form of payment. It's just like any other credit card or Medicare paying you. You just change it to cash. Now, it becomes a business when your cash-based practice can employ other therapists, and that cash payment, comes to you as a profit. Then it becomes a business. Okay? But if a client is just paying you cash for the work that you do, it's a job. It's not a business. It's like going to, it's like a barber getting paid cash every time you get a haircut. Okay? That's their job. Now, if you're the barbershop owner, that's different. You become the business owner. You become the entrepreneur. So if you're doing cash-based right now and you have staff working for you, you have a system where you can hire people to work for you, then that's a very good business. Cash is king, right? But I'm telling you, it's a different demographics. Okay. Based on my experience, my demographics, my clientele are the ones with Medicare benefits 65 and over. And of course, if they can have benefits, if they can have Medicare or their long-term insurance paid for the services, why would they pay cash? Right? They won't. Now, this is not to say that there are no patients that are going to pay cash. There are. It's just a different demographics. Okay. Patients who pay cash are different usually from who we serve in the home health contract business. We mostly serve Medicare beneficiaries. Okay. Does that make sense, Mike?
It's so true. It's so true. There's different population. Not all will pay cash. We accept cash in our practice. Once we've discharged them from Part B, we continue them. I actually have some patients, we take them to the pool, we take them to play tennis, we take them to golf course. Well, guess what? After me training my assistant, doing those exercises in the pool, I endorse it to my assistant sees them, and then I collect the payment, I pay my assistant, and then boom.
That is a business.
I'm happy. The patient is happy. That's the business there. But now, like what Bert was talking about, if you're just you're doing it on your own 100%, you do have a business, but you're working on your business, not in your business. Is that how you say it? You're working in your business, not on your business.
You're a sole proprietor if it's just you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So the goal here, ladies and gentlemen, is to actually learn how to delegate. Learning how to delegate. I mean, yes, you can still do it. Just like for me, for example, mowing the lawn. I can probably mow my lawn, but I don't have a lawnmower. But you know what I mean. I can probably mow my lawn. but I prefer somebody doing it, and then me, I can do more productive stuff. So yeah, there you go. Mhm.
Yep. So the thing you need to ask yourself is, how can I produce revenue without me doing all the work? Okay, if you really want to have a business, because that's the essence of a business. Okay, a business is something that makes a profit. If you don't make a profit, you don't have a business. You have a hobby. Okay, so you have to ask yourself, how in the world am I going to make a profit? What can I do with what I have? Or better yet, ask yourself, because I was listening to a podcast today. The host said the wrong question to ask is, what can I do with what I have? And I'm like, okay, then what should be the question? Okay. He said the right question is, what's possible and how can I make it happen? As
Mm,
opposed to asking yourself, what do I have and what can I do with it?
mhm,
Instead, ask yourself, what's possible and how can I make it happen?
mm,
And then your brain will start working on figuring it out, backpedaling. In other words, look at your vision. Okay, what's your vision and how can you make it happen? For example, if you want to have, let's say, 10 rental properties in the next 5 years, is that possible? Mike, is that possible?
oh
Yes,
yeah.
right. Now the next question is, how can you make that happen? How
Mhm,
can you have 10 rental properties in 5 years? And then you break it down. Okay, that means two properties that I need to accumulate every year. Okay, maybe one property every 6 months. So, how am I going to make that happen?
mhm,
What's going to happen within every 6 months increments? Maybe
mhm,
you need to look for properties, see how much money it takes to purchase them, how much money to rehab them, and then how much money to rent them out. And then, let's say, for example, you saw a property that requires $40,000 to purchase because it needs work. Let's say a 2 bedroom, 1 bath. I'm just using this as a metaphor, right? So, okay, it needs 40 grand. How can I produce 40 grand? Okay. Can I teach something to produce 40 grand? Can I sell something to produce 40 grand? Can I, work extra hours to produce 40 grand? Or can I start a business to produce 40 grand in 6 months? Right? Your brain is going to start figuring that out. Okay. Another example is, okay, if my monthly expenses is, let's say, $3,000, do I need $1 million to retire? No. You just need an income producing business equal to $3,000 profit a month to meet that goal. And then you ask yourself, how can I make that happen? What business can I do that can produce $3,000 a month so I can be financially free? You don't need millions. All right. So I heard Russell Brunson said in one of his seminars, the business you make, the business you build will fund or will finance the lifestyle you want. Okay. The family you want, the marriage you want. So you have to think, what business can I do to fund those things? All right. Does that make sense, Mike?
oh wow, those are very powerful words there. But before we keep on going, before we close, I just like to give a shout out to Michael again. He said, "Same here. He bought my dinner and then bought the farm." Yep, and he said he was just joking. He said it was the beginning of an amazing journey. So, yep, and I think this is still Michael. And he said that they have the benefits if they want to use them. That is correct. Let them use it. And then he said, "Lo, my mom." Yep, Michael, if you're still watching, I'm running out of English because it's way past my English time. So you got to understand it, man. You just have to read between the line. But I like what Bert said. Instead of saying, just like buying this cup here, a lot of people would say, "Oh, I can't afford to buy a water like this," or let's just say, I can't afford to buy a water. Well, guess what? You just don't say I can't afford. Find a way to buy a water. If you're really thirsty, you're gonna find a way to buy a water. If
Right.
you want to start your own business, ladies and gentlemen, you just cannot tell someone, "Oh, I cannot afford to start a business right now." If you are thirsty, this water, right? Special shout out to Aquafina. you know, if you're really
Are they
thirsty,
paying you, Mike?
you know what? I'm sorry.
Aquafina is paying you.
I know, I wish, right? But if you're really thirsty and you want to drink water, you want to drink with this water, it says pure water, perfect taste. If you really want to drink the water, this water, you're just gonna tell yourself, "Oh, I cannot afford it. I can't afford the water, Michael, right now." Well, if you're really thirsty, you're gonna find a way to look for some money inside your car or a spare change there, whatever, to really buy this water and really drink. So that's my special challenge for you today, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, there are a lot of excuses there. In the Philippines, we have this saying, "Pag may dahilan," what's that again? I forgot the term.
I forgot it.
It's they say, if you don't like it, there's a reason not to do it, and if you like it, you're gonna find a way to do it. Something like that.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah. Jim
Pag
Jim
ayaw may
Rohn.
dahilan, yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Pag ayaw may dahilan, pag gusto may paraan.
that's
Uh, it,
right.
it's a Filipino saying. Pag ayaw may dahilan, pag gusto may paraan. It basically means if you don't really like it, you're gonna find an excuse.
Right.
If you really want to do it, you're gonna find a way.
That's
That's
right.
what I always tell my kids. They're like, "I don't want to throw the trash today, Daddy." I'm like, "Gosh, throw the trash. Oh, I'm just still reading my books." Because they don't want to do it. They have a reason, right? So
Sounds familiar. My kids say that too, man.
I know, right? Because they just don't want to do it. They'll find a reason not to
Yeah.
do it. So
Yeah, but if you tell them, okay, then you can't use your phone for one day. They're like, oh, let me do it right now.
you're gonna find a way, right? Stand
Right.
up, get out of the bed, right? Or something like
Because
that.
they want that phone, right? So, all
All
right.
right.
So,
I'll stop talking, Bert. You go ahead and close it.
no worries. Guys, I want to encourage you to reach out to me if you have any questions. I'm here in this group. Send me a direct message. Send me, an email or text me. Mike, I just want to announce that I'm planning on doing a cohort for the home health contract business.
I thought
If
you're
you
gonna
guys-
announce something like I'm planning to leave or whatever, or marry or propose. or
I'm
something.
already married, happily married, man. So,
All right, well, say that again. Say that again. Your thing.
so yeah, if you guys are interested in starting your own home health contract business, I want you to reach out to me because I'm going to start a cohort starting October, and it's only going to be for a few people, maybe 20 or 30 people at the most. And my plan is to do a 4-week cohort where weekly we discuss the steps you're going to do, and it's going to be a group call, kind of like Zoom call, and I will walk you through from start to finish on how you can execute, how you can start your own home health contract business. Okay, so this is going to be a live training. If you're interested, please let me know right away because there's only a few spots, only 20 to 30 people for every cohort I'm going to do. So my plan is to do the October cohort, and depending on the turnout, then we can probably do a November and December, but we're going to start with October cohort coming soon. And we're going to discuss that next Monday. So stay tuned. Next Monday, we will discuss what's going to happen on October cohort and how you can apply for it and be a part of it. Guys, as I've shown earlier, if I can close contracts, let me show this to you again. Okay. If I can close contracts like this, where is that? This. Mike, can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. If I can get contracts like this, guys, and make a profit on every visit, okay, why can't you? I'm going to teach you how you can do this, okay? And if we can get referrals like this, okay, today is September 21st. This is a proof that our business works. We have referrals coming in. And if you go to my website, rehabpreneur.com, you can also see the testimonials of the colleagues that I've taught on how to do this business. Okay. You just have to see how it's done, and you just need someone to walk you through so you can have the speed of execution in doing this business. Okay. Just like anything else, whether it's cash based, whether it's mobile part B, my thing is home health. If you want to learn something, you have to learn from someone who's been doing it. You can't be relying on a telemarketer who doesn't know what they're talking about and just selling you a program they're not even doing. Okay. The difference with this program is I'm doing it. I'm a physical therapist. I'm a colleague like you. I've been a PT since 98. This is my 22nd year. I've been doing business for the past 17 years. If this is something you want to do, then I can hold your hand and walk you through, as opposed to you figuring it out on your own, which is a lot of trial and errors. I can speed it up for you. And like I said, the testimonials will prove to you how this program works. Go to rehabpreneur.com, click testimonials, or go to rehabpreneur.com/Mike Chua and watch the videos, and then ask me any questions after that. All right. So, Mike, any parting words?
Yeah, I would like to encourage, for those people who want to join that cohort, you need that, ladies and gentlemen. If you really want to start your own home health contract, you need somebody to support you. When I was starting here in the States, I mean, to be honest, I hope they're not watching and listening to these people. I asked them, hey, how can I start my own clinic? Nobody helped me. Nobody. I mean, nobody. And then I said, I want to start the home health contracting too, or whatever. Nobody helped me. And maybe because
Until you met me.
What?
Until you met me.
Until I met Bert. Uh, let's face it. When you go to a local therapy clinic, or you ask them, are they going to teach you? They're going to look at you as a competitor. But if you go with a certain group like this, like a cohort, like a mastermind, or whatever you call it, they're going to teach you. It's no holds bar. I still have some mastermind group that I joined, and it's just no holds bar. They tell you, Michael, this is right, this is wrong. Even Bert, he would tell me, Michael, that's not right. Don't do that today. And you need to have that accountability group, ladies and gentlemen, because you cannot make mistakes in this time and age. And like what Bert said, you can implement it with speed. You need to implement things in speed. If you're like the type of person you're analyzing everything, you're not going to win in this game. It's going to be hard to win in this game. Yes, you need to be analytical, but you also have to learn how to execute. Learning how to execute, learning how to take action. It doesn't have to be perfect. Yes, you analyze. Yes, you read the details, but you have to learn how to execute. In order for you to be able to execute, you need to have an executioner, right? If you're not that type of person who likes to execute, and you're the type of person who wants to analyze, you need somebody who will push you. And that's what the group is for, to push you to your next level, because that's the mastermind is for. I still have that group. I still have people who will text me, Michael, where's your next book? Well, I said, I published my 8th book this year. Oh, where I thought we're gonna hit 10. Guess what? I'm gonna hit 10. Oh, I thought you're gonna interview X amount of people for your show, Michael. Where is it at? I mean, guess what? It pushes me to my next level. Even though I don't really like it. Do you think I'm comfortable? We're comfortable doing this live shows? No. I mean, yes, this is free. It's like 8:30, 9:30 right now, but because there's an accountability partner pushing you. Hey, you need this. Hey, you need to do that. You need to have that. All right, Bert, we're almost done. So,
all right, guys, thank you for joining us tonight here at the Home Health Contract Show. Again, this is every Monday, 8:30 Central. Tune in here at Alternative Healthcare Careers. And I'm going to leave you with a quote tonight from Henry Ford. And he said, whether you think you can or you cannot, you're absolutely right. Good night. See you again.